Hey guys, we're at OSandVTXReviews.com. Today we're taking a look at Pharos Traveler 127, which is a quad-band GSM unlocked world phone directed by Pharos, and it's a great smartphone because it combines a lot of technologies into one portable handset. From the exterior, this device may look like a BlackBerry product because it includes a very BlackBerry-style design coming from a keyboard that is great for typing and many people will be happy with. In addition, it combines a more cooler and a lot more efficient trackball that is actually backlit by prescription. In addition, it actually has a full touchscreen. This is actually a full touchscreen on top with a resistive technology. You also have a front-facing camera on the top, which is another impressive feature. And finally, this device has built-in GPS chipset and a SD card that comes preloaded with free maps that allows you to navigate for turn-by-turn directions by Pharos Smart Navigator service without a need to connect to any data service. That allows you to cut costs, and this device is pretty much a dedicated GPS unit on itself. In addition, it runs Windows Mobile, so you have Wi-Fi for web browsing, you have 3G services for calling people with a great microphone chipset and speakerphone, you have Bluetooth, you have beaming technology. So on the front, this device seems like a perfect, corporate and entertainment product. Unfortunately, there are two main faults that cut the performance a little bit. The first one is, although the screen is bright and vibrant and spacious, it unfortunately isn't the biggest. And what that happens is this device is running Windows 6.1, and that means a lot of the smaller icons and things will require you to either use the stylus or the trackball, and sometimes that can get a little bit finicky. Also, the device only clocks in with a processor of 500 megahertz. That crippled with a smaller screen makes GPS sometimes a little bit confusing, especially with the built-in software suite that clusters up the small screen estate. In addition, apps can slightly be sluggish over time if you open too many programs on this product. Aesthetically, again, it looks something like a BlackBerry, except it's very professional. It has its own style sense. It's very boxy, so it's nothing very sexy or revolutionary, though you do get silver and black accents that look professional. On the left-hand side, you have volume controls as well as an on-off key. You also have the micro SD card slot. On the top, you have access to a on-off switch and a silencer. In addition, you have access to a full 3.5mm headphone jack, which is brilliant for listening to music and watching brief videos on this product. There's a GPS little indicator there to show you that it is a GPS-enabled product. Again, a touchscreen. And below the screen itself, you have the Pharos logo, the multi-directional track Pearl Ball, as well as it also presses down. It's very sensitive and it's very easy to use. And as well as Windows keys and an OK key and Talk and End keys that also doubles as application close keys. Now, these buttons are all tactile and risen above the surface. The good news here is people will really love this keyboard. Although it's not as spacious as a full-size thumb keyboard, it is very large. Left keys are tilted to the left and right keys are tilted to the left. Keys are superbly tactile, and writing emails, extended messages, and just typing in Word documents and some brief spreadsheets or just browsing the web with a keyboard was a breeze, and it felt like a really nice way to mechanically navigate without actually having to use a virtual keyboard. It was a very excellent point of thought. In addition, the device is coated in a great soft touch plastic, which allows you to grip the device very firmly in your hand. The right-hand side dedicates a camera key, as well as two hotkeys you can program to anything of your liking. The device is also fairly slim. You also have the fairly comfortable stylus on the right-hand side. And on the bottom, we only have the micro USB sync and charge cable, in addition to another lock switch for the product. So let's take a look at the UI and see what Pharos has done to briefly sweeten up the typically bad UI of Windows 6.1, which is it's usually very clustered and not very touch-friendly. Now, Pharos does include SPF Shell right out of the box, which allows you to customize and use this interface that allows you to have more icons rather than very tiny little dots for you to press and scroll through. Unfortunately, this is only like it's a virtual thing, and once you click on some of the applications, you'll be again greeted to a hard-to-navigate control set. The good news here is the screen is fantastic. There's no viewing angles problems whatsoever, and under direct sunlight, the screen was also able to maintain a very bright saturation and contrast. It's vibrant, it's great, it's just a little bit small, like we said. We also wish that the touchscreen was capacitive instead of resistive, so you have to push in a little bit harder, but that's overall still pretty sensitive and responsive. Taking a look at pictures, we can really show off the screen, and let's play a slideshow and just show you that. So again, it's slightly sluggish sometimes over time, but again, if you use the trackball, it's very sensitive and responsive as well. You can see that the pictures on the screen are very nice, and the quality and saturation and colors come out fairly well. The camera isn't doing this as much justice as I wanted it to, but it's fairly nice job overall. In addition, in SBS Shell, we also have access to things like Ostia Smart Navigator service, which is just Pharos' built-in GPS that we talked about, which is free and it's turn by turn. It's one of the reasons why you would buy this $600 unlocked smartphone, because it has so many features, and Pharos is known for quality GPS products, and this one is a great GPS navigator. There's also a call that takes you to the dialer, so you can call people with a keypad. So if you want to, you can use the virtual keypad. If you don't, you can use the traditional one. Furthermore, you have Opera Mini, you have a unit converter built in, you have some Photoshop. Multimedia features include you can just view some movies, again, with that great 3.5mm headphone jack. This is a great feature to take well advantage of. You also have Windows Explorer, which is not as great to use to browse the web, a messaging link, and a games. So a thing that I talked about is Outlet email is available on here, but unfortunately things are, again, a little bit on the small side. You can still touch if you use your fingernails, though, which is fairly good. If we just press that, we can see our things. Unfortunately, there's no kinetic scrolling, so you cannot actually physically scroll through these things. You have to either use the trackball, so let me show you that. The trackball is very sensitive, again, or you have to use the tiny side scroll bar, which is a little bit annoying sometimes. That's pretty much all the features that you would expect. There's, of course, Word to go, Excel documents to go. Let's show you web browsing really fast and just exit out of this shell. This is a traditional UI that you might see from Windows Mobile. Battery life is only okay. Again, Wi-Fi speeds up things and also drains the battery a little faster. We have, of course, a shortcut to your navigational service and your weather widget, and also the messaging. So Bluetooth is currently off. You can also lock and unlock the product. And let's take a look at programs. Alright, so you also have access to a few more extras, including, again, the unit converter. You have a remote desktop feature. In addition, there's a smart navigator for GPS. The thing about this GPS service is the Maps view. Maps require a large screen SD. This device does not have a large screen SD. What happens is your device gets clustered and cluntered, and that means that sometimes the menu systems will take over the screen and obscure some of the things that you really want to take a look at. So that's a little bit of a problem we would like to see Pharos change on their software, so that these icons and things can be a little more unobtrusive and not as confusing to use, because the screen isn't very large. Also, as you can see, sometimes the device does stutter a little bit, but for the most part, it's okay. We have Windows Live Search, which is pretty cool. You can use your voice recognition with the call quality, with a great microphone on here to search that. Camera quality is pretty good. There's no flash, but it is autofocus, which is pretty nice. You have the calculator as well, and a few games, and yeah, the pre-mentioned documents and editors, and there's a media viewer here too. So taking a look at, we'll just take a brief look at web browsing through Opera Mini. The thing of Opera Mini that we really love is that it's finger friendly. You don't have to use the horrible stylus in order to use and browse the device. You can just use your finger and kinetically scroll. It's also superbly fast and a superior experience both in color, saturation, vividness, and bring your content to a very optimized size so you can actually read things really easily on the screen. It can also display full web pages if you're not someone who likes mobile sites, so it's very powerful and versatile as well. So overall, this is a great, and it's a very nice web browser as well, although of course your screen isn't going to be as big as some of those other powerful smartphones that is getting more popular. The Pharos Traveler 127 is on the expensive side, and at $600, we'd really expect it to be a little bit more polished than it is. Although it offers one of the most feature-packed solutions to GPS and corporate and entertainment, not everything is thought out and planned out beautifully, and because of this, it isn't our most desired smartphone. Still, it's powerful, and if you're interested in GPS and you want something like a BlackBerry to work with, this one might be a solution with Windows Mobile installed. Thanks for watching here at OS and VTX Reviews.